Hey guys, Maria speaking. I'd like to share with you 5 of the most salient things that I've learned from this course. First and foremost, distantism. And when I say that I was shocked about learning what autism was as a hearing and sighted individual, that is nothing compared to the shock in reading the article about distantism. Reading that article was like a bucket of cold water poured on my head. Wow. Just little things that I didn't realize as a hearing sighted individual I did on a daily basis that added on to distantism, that added on to creating that distance between the deafblind community and the hearing sighted community, or hearing or sighted community. And one of those little things, things that I see as little, was promoting touch technology. Promoting microwaves that have touch technology, or iPads instead of computers with keyboards, or phones that are now all touch and have no buttons, and how that creates a bigger ridge between the deafblind community and the access to information. Second, autonomy. And if I say I was the only one shocked in learning what autonomy was and learning that, boy, we steal people's autonomy and take people's autonomy very often, and how important it is for the deaf community, I'd be lying, because I was not the only one shocked about this. But one example of a moment in which I didn't realize I was taking someone's autonomy away was when I was doing a simulated guide for a class. And I explained to my match, hey, there's stairs this way, hey, there's an elevator this way. Which would you like to take? They chose an elevator. I, as a helpful person, went forth and clicked on that button myself. Not realizing that in itself, that little action of pressing the button myself, took my match's autonomy away. The third thing is a quote that I read on the book that we have for the class. And it goes like this: genuine kindness is expressed not only by being a silent martyr, but by the respectful manner in which you express what you need. I like to think of myself as a helpful person. And yet, reading this made me question what genuine kindness really is. Because there's a fine line between giving and giving and giving and helping, and then becoming burnt out and not being able to grant the same level of access to your match. That fine line between that and being able to express your needs and communicating what you want and what you need is so important. Because yes, you're being kind and giving, but are you being kind and granting a lower level of access, or a not so up to par guiding? Because you're trying to be kind and continuing on and burning out? I don't think so. The fourth thing is, during CM's talk, the TED Talk, I realized that there is a big importance in using a microphone whenever possible, instead of insisting to use your voice. And this is something that hit me personally, because as many of you know, I am a very loud person, and I have a voice that can project pretty loudly. And I used to think that I would be fine in speaking loudly in front of crowds and not having to use a microphone. But what I didn't realize, and CM pointed this out, was that there might be people in the audience that either have recently started losing their hearing, or aren't comfortable sharing or disclosing the information that they have a hearing loss with others. So that definitely humbled me. Fifth and lastly, in doing our research for the resource sharing activity that we had to do in class, I stumbled upon an article called Deafblind Dream House, as some of you did. And reading through this and reading through the detailed descriptions of things that would make this dream house the dream house for a deafblind individual or for deafblind individuals was astonishing. Vibrating pads on floors that would signal when someone was at the door, or if there was a fire, or if there was a storm, or maybe a foot pedal for faucets so that there was no overflowing. Things that maybe as hearing sighted people we don't think of as lack of access or as, hey, like, well, just deal with it. Yeah. So those are the 5 most salient things that I've learned from this course.